Jim Acosta sat poised behind the CNN news desk, papers neatly stacked, his tone smooth and assured as he introduced the segment. Joining us now is Texas Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett to discuss the growing dysfunction in Congress and what, if anything, Democrats plan to do about it. It was supposed to be routine. A quick Q&A, a few pointed questions, a few rehearsed answers. Then, on to the next topic. But Jasmine Crockett had other plans. Thanks for having me. Jim, she said with a smile, her posture calm but deliberate. Behind her sat a shelf of books and a framed photo of her district, a subtle nod to the people she represented. Jim leaned into the conversation. Congresswoman, the American people are frustrated. Gridlock continues in Washington, and many feel like nothing's getting done. What do you say to voters who think both sides are failing them? Crockett paused, just long enough for viewers to sense something unscripted was coming. Well, Jim, I think it's interesting how you frame that. You say both sides, but rarely do we talk about the media's role in how those sides are presented. Her tone was respectful but pointed. Acosta blinked. I'm not sure I follow. Of course voters are frustrated. But you know what frustrates me? When shows like this treat politics like a tennis match? Who won the debate? Who lost control of the narrative? Who clapped back harder? That's not governing. That's theater. And too often y'all feed it. The air in the studio seemed to freeze. Acosta stiffened slightly, trying to maintain composure. He wasn't used to being challenged, certainly not lived, and not like this. With all due respect, she continued. How many segments have you done on housing insecurity in Dallas without a headline-grabbing disaster attached? How many times have you led with real policy updates that don't involve scandal? Well, we do cover those issues, Jim started. No, you cover them after the flames start, after the viral video, after the outrage. Meanwhile, I've been knocking doors in neighborhoods where people can't afford insulin or childcare. But unless it's dramatic, it's invisible. The comment section on the live stream erupted. Viewers flooded Twitter with clips and quotes. Jasmine Crockett just handed Jim Acosta a reality check. Acosta adjusted his tie, searching for footing. We're here to hold elected officials accountable. Congresswoman and that's good, she interrupted. You should. But don't pretend the media doesn't shape public perception. You decide what's urgent. You decide who gets airtime. And right now, truth is losing to theatrics. Jim fell silent. For the first time in this segment, his confident rhythm faltered. The moment was raw. It wasn't rehearsed. And viewers could feel it. Jasmine Crockett had come to speak truth, not play along. And in just a few minutes of live TV, she'd flipped the script and shaken the room. Behind the scenes at CNN, the aftermath of the Jasmine Crockett interview stirred a mix of emotions. The producers knew the moment had spiked in real time, and the clip was already being reshared across social media platforms at lightning speed. But not everyone was celebrating. Jim Acosta sat quietly in the conference room as his team debated how to respond. Some felt Crockett had hijacked the segment. Others admitted the confrontation had been a rare moment of authenticity on live television. Jim wasn't angry, but he wasn't comfortable either. He kept replaying her words in his head. Don't pretend the media doesn't shape public perception. Later that evening, Acosta sat in his office with the lights dimmed, watching the interview again, this time without the pressure of real-time hosting. He paid attention to her tone, her pacing, the moments she leaned in, and the moments she let silence speak louder than words. He saw something he hadn't fully processed on air. Jasmine Crockett wasn't attacking him. She was holding a mirror up to the entire media machine. The next morning, Acosta made an unexpected move. He typed out an email to Crockett's office. Appreciate your candor last night. Would you consider a full sit-down? Unfiltered, longer format? Let's talk substance. To his surprise, she responded just 2 hours later. Only if we skip the noise and get to the work. 1 week later, they sat across from each other again, this time in a more intimate setting with no panel and no time limit. The tone was different. No defensiveness. No rush to sound bites. Jim opened the conversation simply. You challenged me and the industry, and I've been thinking about it ever since. So let's start with what's not getting covered. Jasmine leaned forward, nodding gladly. Let's talk about food deserts in East Texas. Let's talk about schools that still have lead pipes. Let's talk about women in rural counties driving 90 miles for prenatal care. That's what people care about. Asterisk, what followed was a powerful, grounded dialogue that surprised everyone, including the viewers. There were no raised voices, no snarky exchanges. Just a people, one politician, one journalist meeting in the middle for something real. Asterisk, the interview went viral again, but not for shock value. It was praised for its honesty, its focus on overlooked issues, and the rare sense of mutual respect. It became a case study in how modern media could evolve. Less conflict, more clarity. Asterisk, by the end, Acosta thanked her again. This time with sincerity that resonated. We need more conversations like this, he said. Asterisk, Jasmine smiled. Then let's keep having them. Asterisk, from that moment on, viewers noticed a change not just in how Acosta conducted his interviews, but in how other networks began shifting, even slightly, toward deeper, more meaningful coverage. Jasmine Crockett had started with a shock, but she'd left behind a ripple that kept growing.